Theme song.
Journey with me back over into the past, into the dawn of man. That's right, we're playing some Dawn of Man. Welcome to Solid Content. This was a game, I've always kind of loved this game. And it was a bit of a grind to make content with, but I thought we would do a little revisit on a little winter town that I've made. It doesn't look like winter right now. We're in the middle of fall, and the wheat harvest is going well, or should I say the barley and mostly barley and rye and einkorn harvest is going well. And I thought I would give us a little bit of a tour, take a look around, and dive into the Armour update. So let's see what's going on there. If I can think of any tips and things that have worked for me, I will also do those. But for starters, this is kind of our first entrance. I think the village sort of started around here, if I can remember correctly. This was the initial village. No, I think this was the initial village, wasn't it? And I had all my food prep and stuff back here stacked. And I just kind of left that stack. I liked it. And then a bunch of like little skull poles near all the food. Kind of made sense to me, you know? And then, of course, this was the first entrance when I started like walling everything off. I figured that this would be a good spot. And I have found, this is tip number 1, that it is very easy to defend. Always build your entrance right up against a river. It creates this choke point that any raiders from this whole space, all of this expanse, they'll always end up draining down these 2 bridges. And it's quite the kill pit that I've made here. Another couple of things that I learned were animal limits are very, very important. And I can't remember what hotkey that is. There's so many little charts. Where was it? It's somewhere here. I'll find it. Here it is. I found it. Okay. So if your domestic animals are usually, the first limit you'll set is, so that was at 25, but usually it's going to be something like this, unlimited, which means I can have unlimited horses. And then you go here and it's like set it to 0, or you go back and it's like have it to be 150% of your population. So you can use the percentages if you want them to stay sort of based off of whatever your population is. What is this 50A? What is it? 50? Oh, 50 adult. 50% of the adults. Oh, that's new. The A is new as of the Armour update. I think. Production level armor and male armor. I can't wait to get into that. But what I found more useful is actually to go this way and set a specific number, because this allows me to easily control the actual number of animals, and then it usually goes a bit over. So cattle is set to, where's my cattle? Cattle set to 30. We're at 30. Okay, no, it's doing good. But usually it goes a bit over, and then they schedule those for eating, if you understand what I mean. 25 goats, but we have 34. Yeah, so the goats are going to be scheduled for a quick eating. Now, the reason I don't want to set it as 100% or whatever percent of my population is because then you have to do all this math. Like if this is 25%, this is 25, this is 10% of your population, then it's always taking this number and it's always going up with this number. The issue being, are you making enough straw for the winter? Now, these folks are definitely making enough straw for the winter. I have sorted out my straw production because I keep my animal numbers nice and low. It produces a decent amount of meat. We're going to get a little bit of meat surplus from these goats here. And I've also got a bunch of like hunting areas set. Oh, we should move this tree chopping spot. Let's move that tree choppery over to here. There we go. Now, how is everything else doing? Production-wise, everything seems to be going well. Our food could be better, but again, we've got tons of beans for them to eat and bread, so that's okay. We don't need, hundreds of pieces of meat, which you would get if you had tons of animals, but I've got a sustainable low number of animals for that reason. And now, none of them starve to death in the winter. It has been so hard to get them, to get guys and girls, and then to get those guys and girls to like go out for coffee and then make more little cattle guys and girls. So like I used to have a pig population, but it was just so hard to keep them. I think I'm probably going to lose my donkeys. I don't seem to be making as many donkeys as I want to. So I might have to go trade for some more donkeys or horses. But yeah, that population is definitely not stable. Somebody in the comments below, let me know if the donkeys, if they are strapped to a cart, does that mean they also don't, you know what I mean, make babies? Now let's go check out over here. We've got this cairn, which we're about to make. How is there we go. My prestige is doing pretty good. Welfare is 98%. My prestige is almost to the thousands here. And I think this is really going to help with that. I'm waiting for 1 megalith. So I'm going to hit the 9, or the 0 key, to bring up my transport items. And let's just see where these resources are at. So here's 1. Being pulled by 2 people. Old Kurna and... Who are you? Who are you? Kurna and Inkma, an old woman and an old... 2 old ladies just pulling this thing. Where is Where's my village? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Oh, no. I should maybe get them to let go of this. I'm pretty sure they're going to die now. What's their temperature like? Their health is good. Temperature is good. They have a linen outfit, which is not great warmth. I think this is going to kill them. I think this is how these 2 old people die. Let's see, how fast is that decreasing? 8. Got my speed to 8. Oh, yeah, no, they're not going to make it. Okay, let's try to save Inkma and Kurnan. Megalith panel, recycle. Oh, they gave up. They gave up because they got too cold. Okay, Inkma and Kurnan, good luck. Good luck making it back. Where was another one? So there's this one here, not being transported. This one, not being transported. Okay, I think this might... Oh, okay, I see. They gave up. How close is this? Okay, they're coming closer. This might be a summer thing. In the summer, we're going to get this cairn up and running, I think. But for right now, hopefully Ingmar and Kerman make it back. Vohradi, almost back. You'll be fine. You need some water, though. So hopefully I have enough wells around. Another piece of tippery has always been to me is to keep your food processing, your storage, and your production kind of nearby in your village. So most of this area here is residential with some mining stuff going on over here and some construction stuff where it's like less high stakes. A lot of granaries over here, but again, I've put some granaries out in this area so that they'll like drag the food out towards the houses, so people don't starve. But as far as storage of straw for all my animals, I keep that all very strictly in this area. Straw storage and barns all in kind of one area. If you spread your stables out, now you've got people walking all over the map looking for straw, looking for water, and all that kind of stuff. So you kind of want to keep that all organized in one area, which also happens to be the entrances to my farm areas. As you can see, they're kind of planting right now with all the plows, all of the pulses and the peas and stuff. So they're planting all the beans are being planted, and I have those a little further out because those are a little less high stakes. For me, the most important thing, especially in the early game, was keeping up my wheat and my einkorn and stuff production. I want to keep that up and running so that during the winter, I don't burn through it all and then starve all my animals to death. So that was a bad cycle because then you lose your population. Then now you don't have a nice stable population of animals. It was a whole thing. So I keep most of that in, I tried to kind of have it all in one spot, but I've spread out a little bit as I needed some more. So this whole area has been converted just to grain production, so nobody's touching it during the winter. And this area is all beans. And then I had to repurpose a little bit of the bean area, the bean space, had to get repurposed to be more grain space as I got more animals. How many of you are you guys going to die? What's going on here? Go home a little earlier. Temperature is bad, so their health is starting to take a hit, but they will get back to their homes long before they die, I think. We're going to have to wait for the winter for this to be done, but we don't have to wait for is armor time. So I've got enough knowledge to unlock at least leather armor. So let's get into this. Now, what am I going to need for that? I love the updates to this game, and I love this game's been out for a few years, I think, and they are still making stuff for it. So let's see, how much leather do I have? I've got 13 leather. I have 20 dry skin. I have 22 raw skin. So my leather production's okay. We've got more on the way. Let's see. Place work area manage. I got to remember where everything is here. Production. Watermill. Oh, I don't even have an oven unlocked yet. I bet it's probably at my outfitter. Oh, no, here it is. An armorer. Armorer. So I need to make an armorer. Okay. Now, where should I make this armorer? Probably where we make a lot of the skins. So there's like a bunch of drying racks here. This is my sort of this section, like the blacksmiths and all that. And again, since it's a slightly lower stakes, I could do that. Production, armorer. Where's my armorer? There we are. Begin to make me some armor. Over here, this wall does get attacked occasionally, so I should be careful about that. But I kind of like it right there. I'm gonna put one armorer there, and maybe let's just go ahead and build another one, so we can have a couple of armorers. Which I believe you have to say it like that. I think you have to like roll the R. Otherwise, you just it's not right. You gotta say it right. Let's have them close together. Let's have our armorers close together. It is Dawn of Man, after all. You gotta roll them R's. Gotta be authentic. So we could shove that up in this area. I don't know if I want to be too close to the walls. They just stuff tends to get wrecked around there when the raids come. Although maybe not now that they've got all this armor. We could also split up armor production, I guess. I'd like to keep them close together, but this town is packed. What about right there? Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay. Logs, straw, not bad. Some sticks are... Oh, yeah, we're doing good for storage items. So let's get those armors up and ready. No! No, get off my... Oh, killed a donkey. All right, that's it. We're hunting these wolves. We're hunting that wolf. Oh my goodness. Okay, this has been a bad winter so far. I've lost some cattle. My donkey population is even lower. I am going to capture these wolves, and I'm going to hunt that wolf. But I'm not going to do it... Oh boy, yeah, I'm losing a lot of cattle from a disease. I also lost a great adult, and maybe that cart is irretrievable now. I don't know. So we need to hunt down these nasty wolves. This has been a very bad winter. In fact, even Ahren has contracted a disease. Where is Ahren? Ahren? Imiad? You're fine. You're fine. Where's Ahren? Okay, well, I can't find him, and I can't really do anything about his disease anyway. Unless we can get some, like, healers in here. Is that a thing yet? At any rate, the armorers are almost done. Maybe if everybody is Imka, maybe if everybody is armed, then they'll be able to take on those wolves a little faster. All right. First structure, armor knowledge, +1. So I got a bit of knowledge for building my first armorer, and I'm going to be able to make some mail armor and some leather armor. I'm going to go with... this is going to use up a lot of wood and... Oh, that's only 1 to make leather armor. That's not bad. So I'm going to put that on continuous. I'm going to make a couple of round shields. Actually, that's not bad. 1 log and 1 leather makes 2 of those, so that's pretty good. That's not as nice as those oval shields, which we will get to as soon as we can. Zaimdok and Irmond have picked up the mantle of those 2 old ladies. I think one of them died of disease, but the other one did make it back and warm. I mean, they both are warm. One of them was warm and then died, but warm. So we have progress being made, even in the dead of winter, on our cairn that we're going to be building. And hopefully the armor is going to start rolling in as well. We have 1 leather armor. I don't know who has donned it, but the next raid, I think, is going to go a lot easier than the last ones. Another tip I can think of is take a look at these little ibexes. Sometimes these animals wander nice and close to your city or village, which makes it really easy to just go ahead and toss a little capture order on these. I don't really need to hunt these ones, the adults, so much. I'm not too worried about that, but I will send some folks out to go and capture these 2 and then just add to our, I believe that's going to be the goat population. I also like to do that, hit tab every so often, see if I can't find some wild donkeys. And I don't know if this counts as a tip or a cheesing. I do like to do it, though. But if you kind of look off in the distance and then just start dragging your selection tool around, if there's any animals, you can't. It's not easy to spot them all the time. So if there's any animals off in the distance, you'll usually, unless there's humans in the way, you'll usually select them. So right now, like I might be looking for, I mean, these ones I can see. That's a bunch of cattle. I think I'm doing okay for cattle, but hey, let's capture a few of them. What I am looking for are wild donkeys. So this will bring me out to the reindeer over there, so I can double-click on that and come out to the reindeer. Okay, good to hunt. Good to hunt. But I'm not seeing any wild donkeys out there, so they might have gone extinct. Or maybe it's just up to me to buy some more through trade. Time for another mini tip. Oh no, I'm completely lost. This actually does happen to be quite a lot, and it took a while to realize one of the ways you can kind of wayfind, you can kind of get yourself back. Obviously, I'm like scanning the horizon, and there's no mini-map in this game, which is actually kind of refreshing. But since there's no mini-map, I can't easily see where I am in this broad expanse. So one thing you can do, obviously, the same selection trick until you select on a human. But the other thing you can do is hit up number 7, which is going to bring your workload tasks up. And then it's just a matter of left-click and focusing, and it'll drag you back to wherever that person is, which is usually near your village. Now, I think we've built one of these. Statues are built. Okay, good. So we're still waiting for one last thing to build our cairn. I'll get this statue up as well. Okay, this is looking really good. This is going to come along really nicely. Let's see what the trader has to trade for us. A couple of pigs. We could go with the pigs, but that's 2 dudes. So they're not going to make any more piglets. So I might be a while before I get, 2 more lady pigs, which is the problem. It's hard to sustain a population just with the trader. You kind of need to be capturing at the same time. Do we need anything else, though? Some tannin? I don't think we need any tannin. How much do we have? Yeah, we have enough. No, sorry, trader. Today was not your day. While we're here, I think another thing I might like to do is clean out this area. Do I have that's a harvest order, a work order. But if I chopped all these trees down, that wouldn't be the worst thing. And then maybe I could expand out my front entrance a little bit here. I like that there's this rock here. We've got sort of a natural harvesting area. Let's add another work area here of chopping all these trees down. No, oops, wrong way. Yeah. Make a nice big one. So it's going to keep all these trees chopped down, and then let's slowly start building a wall. I don't know if this counts as a tip, but it certainly helped me, which was be careful when you place your entrances. Don't place that first, because when a raid happens and you hit your alert, everyone will assume combat rules. They'll all go inside a building, or they'll all start to defend the gates nearest the direction of the raiders that are incoming. So if you've got a pretend gate out here that you've just started building out, they're all going to start to try to defend this thing, and it's going to pull them off of your village. That's also why it's been kind of hard to build outposts. I wanted to build, I'd love it if, and again, hit me up in the comments if you know how to do this. I would love to build like another outpost a ways away on another lake or something. But the only problem is it creates a lot of problems where they're just doing tasks and they're walking back and forth between the village and your outpost. So it's like, it'd be nice to be around this river and to be fishing this and have another little fishing village. But I don't think it quite works that way. You can't teach them that this is their new home. They just always keep going back to this one. So I'm going to cut this down here. And I'm going to bring this wall out here. On like an angle, maybe? Let's do this. Let's do like something like this. So it just looks a little more... Like right now, this is just such a long, flat wall. So let's do a little something curvy like so. Maybe like that so. Although I don't like this straight line. So we'll come off of this straight line here. Like something like... something like this. I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, no. Well, we'll see. We'll see what that does. We'll see what that does and if it looks any good. And then this is going to bring this up here and maybe on a little wider of an angle. We'll move the gate forward. Maybe we'll leave some of this up, but we should probably take the gate down so they don't constantly defend this area. Oh, look at this. This, I think, is new. What is this here? Edit gathering area. Defense. Okay, cool. So what I could actually do is keep that gate, maybe, because they each have their own gathering area. This is very cool. Okay, that's new. I think that's new to the Armour update. So what we could do is edit this gathering area to be forward. Oh, it can't go too far forward. Okay, so that could be good. This could be good to know. We could create a gathering space. So, for example, this one here, we could create a gathering area right over here. Okay, so it's not as useful as I thought. What about this? Let's try for the next raid, if there is one. If they come to this area, we're going to see what happens if I have them gather on the outside of the gate. So there'll be people manning the towers and arching from here, and then there'll be swordsmen out front rather than hiding behind the gates. We're just going to meet them in full force. Here's another great micro tip. If you are new to Dawn of Man, always make sure you have a diverse amount of crops, because all my barley has died. So that's going to be a bummer this year. We might have a bit of starvation, but hopefully I've got enough different varieties of crops, of grain-producing crops, that I'm going to hopefully pull through? Question mark? Fingers crossed? We'll find out. Well, my donkey and horse populations are dwindling, but I've found one last pack of wild horses and wild donkeys out here. I always wonder if perhaps it is my over-hunting that has caused these populations to dwindle. Ah, such is the hubris of man. Specifically, this man. Me man. I hunted too much is what I'm trying to say. Well, the barley sickness has caused some major dips in the stock of straw, so I may be facing a little starvation of the animals before the winter is out. I'm also noticing a kind of a not great trend in my food production, so I'm going to have to start working on that, especially because my population is getting closer and closer to that 200 mark, that fabled 200 mark. But in good news, my cairn is almost done. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But I've got this lovely little, like, service tree. I don't know what a service is. I don't know what kind of plant that is. Let's get these spruces out of the way. They're kind of mucking up the look. I mean, that looks okay. We'll leave those there. But the idea is that you're going to walk down here. You can see these two statues, and these trees have nice flowers on them or fruits or whatever on them during the summer. And you'd walk down here, and you'd do your cairn business at the cairn. Okay, fine, let's learn about it. A megalithic funerary complex built with raw... Okay, it's a funeral place. Great. Okay, that's awesome. So this is just about done, and I think that's really going to work wonders for the... yes. It's got a little moss on it. This is going to work wonders for our prestige. 912 now. We're almost maxed out for prestige. And our welfare is at 99. So, hey, we may be looking like we're low on food. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm too worried about it right now. I am worried about our straw. We've got 13 straw left and just about a third of the winter. Maybe there's some straw to be bought here. No, but there are 2 adult female horses. And I think that's a good purchase. Even though it's getting bad for food, I think this is a good purchase. Let's sell off some of our linen outfits. And maybe let's only get 1 female horse. Because that is much more sustainable. Let's get rid of some of our flour, even though that is our food. But again, I do have 100 meats. And lots of fish. I have a lot of meat. And the berries stock is low. The bread is still holding. I don't know if I'm too worried about the food thing, more than I am worried about my straw. My straw is just about out, and we have a lot of winter to get through without straw. So I think I should follow my own tip and make sure that I don't have so much barley and that I plant a bit more, maybe emmer? I don't have a lot of emmer, do I? Oh, but time is up for me because the raiders have attacked. And it looks like they have, I think they have mail. I think they have oval shields and mail. This is going to be a very costly attack. I have not seen this much armaments in a while. Okay, so these 2 are kind of like strolling back. There we go. I and Kragor were like, so how's the harvest going this winter? Yeah, it's pretty good. We got the beans in and all the peas are planted and stuff. It's been pretty nice. Oh, can I move this gathering spot? No, I can't move it over. So they're all kind of gathering right here for some reason, not here. And they're also not arming our watchtowers. Here we go. Here we go. Bring on the raid. Hopefully I have some armor here. Oh, they are coming here. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. These folks will go here. This will actually close. These ones are going to rally from around here and try to cut them off. And then, of course, cut them off. Yes, the battle begins. All right, we've got some damage being done here. We've got a lot of bodies piling up on their side. Dog has been killed by a raider. Okay. All right, let's open this gate and finish him off. Finish him off. Oh, they're running. Oh, they're running for it. Wait, kill that person. All right, they're doing it. We did it. Okay, well, that wasn't a bad raid at all. Maybe we even got some cool stuff out of it. I don't know if you're able to... Yeah, like a steel spear there, maybe a composite bow. That's not bad. And I don't know. It looks like maybe we lost a tower. I think we lost a tower, at least. So let's get a new tower there. No, not a basic watchtower. I want a... Oh, we don't have those yet. Okay, good to know. This is still a fairly primitive village. But that's all right, because it defended itself well. Winter is almost over. We just have run out of straw. So the death of the barley in the previous season was very bad for us. However, the numbers are holding strong, and we're just about out of the woods. As soon as the summer hits, we just need, or I guess spring. Amide has contracted an infection. Jorari has contracted an infection. Oh, no. Oh, this doesn't look good. I feel like this is that new? I don't know. I can't remember if that's a new content update thing. But we got to keep an eye out for this because this could spread. Let's find out if there's any new content as far as, like, being able to stop that. Maybe it's production. I'm looking for, like, a some kind of, like, hospital. I wonder if I could get them to my hospital in my other game. A hospital or a healer. That's what we need, is like some kind of healer. Otherwise, that's probably going to spread. Okay, they're warning me again, which must mean that, yeah, more stone stables are now fully out of food. But if I hover over this, I'm seeing that their hunger meters are still okay. A couple of people are starting to run... A couple of people. A couple of animals are starting to run really low on their food meter, but not so low that they're going to start dying, I don't think. I think we're going to make it through this one bad season. All right, so I'm recycling some of this stuff here, and I'm going to kind of broaden out the angle of this wall. I think that'll look a little better than what I've got going on right now. And we do have enough knowledge, so it's time to upgrade our armor again with some reinforced shields. Maybe I should have done the fortifications and stuff, but I'm just pretty excited. And after all, this video is called the armor update, so hello. Let's get some reinforced shields going on, some oval shields. Now, one thing to make sure you're always doing, when you do continuous production on, just like with the animals, where is it? Here we go. Just like with the animals, you can also control the production limits of certain things. So I'm going to up the production limit of iron to 20. Same thing with the steel. We can't make steel just yet. I have also got all of our shields here. And our weapons are on a count as opposed to a percentage again, which is, it's okay. Actually, no, these aren't on a count. Oh, no, these are all percentages. Yeah, okay, good. I was about to say maybe percentages would be better, but here I am, proving myself right. I might even update some of my production limits on my plows now. Maybe even my carts. I don't know. I don't think we need that many more carts. I think production is going okay. And that's one of the things, and maybe this counts as a tip, is you want to be careful about just going overboard on some of your production levels, because it might start to, wind up. If you have this set to unlimited and you accidentally leave one of these places on make carts forever, then you're using up valuable resources, 3 leather, 4 sticks, 4 logs just to make 1 cart. So they're constantly, this will become a constant drain on your resources if you're not carefully managing how many of these you make. Now, the limit is 10, so we do actually need more carts. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, let's make sure I've got my oval shields are in production on both places. Some leather armor, which is doing well. We're making a fair amount of leather armor. We've got a lot of raw skins. So tannin might become a bottleneck for us when we try to like make some more leather. So I'm going to take a look at that and make sure that's going okay. A lot of flour production is going well. Our bread seems to be holding steady. And even our food. I mean, it seems to be suggesting that food is going down. Or maybe this was just a high point in our lives. I don't know, but I don't feel like... I don't feel like I'm running out of food, right? Oh boy, I'm going to find out I'm running out of food soon, aren't I? Every tip video that is ever made for Dawn of Man always talks about the workload. That doesn't seem like a big deal, and maybe early game it isn't, but if your workload is overloaded, like, I don't know, even 90% is a bit high for me, then you know that some of these tasks aren't going to get done before the fall is over. And so if you are depending on this harvest to feed your animals, you're not going to want your workload to get too high. If it does get too high, I don't know, something that I do sometimes, but it's a lot of microing, is you can pause the game here and start to, like, hey, don't repair this roundhouse, don't repair this straddle, or don't build this, or don't build that, don't mine these things. And then they'll do more of the pending tasks, like your harvest tasks that are waiting. So that's one way to do it. But the other thing to do, too, is hit, oops. There it is. It's hit the minus key on your keyboard, and that's going to bring up your active work areas. So this shows you your material work areas and your food and drink work areas. So it's like, say you have too many of these going. Oh my goodness, you're collecting tavern. Oh, well, each one of these tannin things, or tavern, each one of these things has a couple of people assigned to it based on how many you told could be assigned to it. And so those people might be trying to do all of that work as well instead of going to get, like, that's 3 people set to collect this stone. So they might be going to do that instead of helping with your harvest, and that might be contributing to a high workload as well. So now we have 210 straw, which is way better for the winter. Hopefully we make it through. Now, I heard there was a trader in town. Where did that trader go? They left. They have turned from a trader to a traitor. Fine, I won't trade with them for cool stuff. And my final expansion is starting to take shape here, almost fully complete. I kind of like this little curved area. I want to figure out how to make more of these. I think it's just a matter of, like, making a little divot, but it's going to be a perfect spot for a tower. It almost looks like a castle there. That's perfect. And so I think the next step for me, and again, I'm not even going to say if I call this a tip or not, because this is just how I do it. Hold shift, obviously, to click and place multiple. But I'm going to place a couple of towers along here, and I kind of want those towers mostly up and running before I start building homes in here, because a raider could come along and mess this whole thing up right away. So I want to make sure that I get these towers up and running and then the gate up and running in that order, because I don't want to be in a place where I'm trying to defend something without any towers or any wooden platforms and things like that. I'm going through a lot of leather, so I've also set all of my tanning places, my tanneries, to high priority, so we're going to get that done. And I also have created a few more work areas for collecting tannin. There, I think with all of that, that's a pretty heavily fortified wall, actually. I kind of went overkill there, but we'll see if that's going to be enough, if I feel like that feels like enough, and then I'll get watchtowers around the gate. And the new expansion will be ready to move in. I think at that point I'll take away this gate, and maybe even some chunks of the wall, so it looks almost like the old wall or something. Although it is nice to have a second wall to defend and fall back to. But I think maybe if I just take away the gate and a few stone walls here, it'll create at least another choke point to defend, and that's probably better. But if I have this gate, there's going to be too many people piling up at this gate and not at the forward gate, should the raiders decide to attack. We've done it. Achievement unlocked. Overpopulation. I think that's supposed to trigger at 200, but it's given it to me a little early. And you have watched me grow from 160 to 200 people with a welfare of 99 and a prestige almost maxed out. We'll get there. We'll get there to a max prestige, and there it is. 200. We've almost hit our capacity, which does mean I'm going to need to start to rethink all of my food structures. This is enough barley and rye and whatnot to survive on the winter with this amount of animals, but I'm going to start to need to up my meat production if I want to keep all 200 and even more of these people alive. Although I tell you, it does make those raids easy. And the tower is in. Now, of course, no entrance to my village is complete without a totem, a couple of totems in front, just to kind of really sort of scare people off. I want them to, when they approach ready to attack me, I want them to think just one last time, like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. Now, I'm going to need some logs, which brings me to my next tip. I notice my log production is low, so I'm going to hit the minus sign, and I'm going to go look at my cut down trees areas. This one has only one left, not ideal. This one's doing okay. This was recently moved, but this is a fast way that I've learned to take a look at my work areas, and instead of just constantly trying to find them and move them or make new ones, you use that to find them easily and then just shift them over. So I kind of go from this spot here back to this spot. And once all these trees are cut down, a bunch of trees here will have grown and be ready to cut down. As long as I don't go and cut into my tannin area, which I look like I might be just a bit. Oh, no, that should be okay. No, let's move it over just a little bit because I don't want to hurt my ability to get and produce tannin for all this leather production that I need. But now this is looking pretty good here. We have one more watchtower to go up. We've got a wooden platform that just fits, so I was like, why not? And so I think this expansion is ready to expansion into. I don't want to expand too fast, but I'm just going to build a little. I'm going to build one hut. Where are they? A roundhouse, rather. I'm going to build one roundhouse here. Maybe I'll take a look at a different version. Yeah, like that one. I'm going to build one roundhouse right here, and around that, I'm going to build, of course, a production. I'm going to find a hearth and build a hearth around it, and maybe, like, why not, like a little skins dryer? That'll look cool. And maybe even a food dryer off to the side, just for fun. Maybe. Let's see if we even need it. Let's see if we even need it first. But I definitely know that I like having a tanner around. And can we unlock it yet? No, we almost can unlock 2 more, and then we can unlock baking and place an oven, because I think we need to start making some ovens. We need to start making our bread a little faster. And then from there, what I like to do is create a little circle of houses around the hearth. That just looks really cozy. It looks like a little mini community, you know? I'm all about community building in video game world. I don't really know what it entails in non-video game world. Just hanging out more at community centers? Is that what community building is? There's an Italian center near my house that I'd like to go to and learn some Italian. Maybe that's community building. Okay, I'm going to do some community building. Once this video's done, I'm going to go and I'm going to learn Italian. And the next YouTube video I make is going to be 100% in Italian. That's a lie. I immediately take that back. So yeah, we've got a nice little cluster of homes around this area here. We've started to expand into this new walled off section. Once this feels a little better, actually, I think it's pretty good. Let's recycle this. I'm going to recycle that, and I'll keep the rest of this up for now just to see. We just want to see if this is defensible. And then I think the next thing to do is going to be to get ready for this population explosion. Can I expand my farm out this way a little bit, maybe? Or should I start to farm this land here? Or maybe even, I mean, this area looks very farmable. But the problem is, if I start to farm out there, is that going to split my animals and my production and lead to me not being able to actually farm all this land effectively? That is and remains to be seen. Toss a comment below if you'd like to see that, if you'd like to see some more Dawn of Man content. I'd like to get to this chainmail here, but that's gonna have to be for another video. I'd like to see them all chainmailed up, though. That would be cool to see. Have them all kind of line up. I wish there were battle tactics. I wish that was a thing. Maybe that's coming up in other content updates for Dawn of Man, where you could actually have, form some battle lines and then meet the raiders head on with a shield wall or something super cool like that. That's the dream, anyway. So if you'd like to see more of that, if you'd like to see where this village goes, toss a comment in the comments below. But if not, I hope you enjoyed this village tour and armor update, as well as a couple of tips and maybe even a trade. I don't really need that. I'm not going to trade for that. That's a crazy amount of trade value. They're getting so much profit off of that. So we won't be doing that, but we will be doing many more things if you are interested. So thanks for watching this episode of Solid Content Goes Back in Time, and we hope to see you in the next episodes. 200 straw. I hope that's enough for the winter, boys. I hope that's enough.